Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
First of all, I don't want anybody to say anything about my voice, please.
Say me.
Please. The problem is this is a recurring issue on this podcast.
At least 3 or 4 times a year, this thing happens.
The issue is that it's normally because of a good time. It starts with a good time, and then I didn't have any good time, but I just woke up one day. And my village people, they've been on a world tour. And I want to congratulate them on what they've been doing. They've been on a world tour of problem creation. And I want to let them know that we're going to meet ourselves at the front.
So guys, yet again, if you've been listening to this podcast, you know at least 4 times in a year you hear this rubbish. So Fakemi's voice is semi-gone. But she's a trooper. So I am. And we have a fantastic guest today.
We do.
A very, very exciting guest. Before we get to our guest, the bounce is an agbaya. I went to my friend's son's birthday yesterday.
I saw you.
And my biggest issue was, so first of all, I'm a trooper. They said children, the winning, those children go and bring me an item. I gave out wristwatch. I give out ATM card. I give out earring, many things. Now, there was one girl that my table was rooting for at the end. And they were like, this one is going to be tough. And I like, very cute. Note it. And they were like, this one is going to be tough. Bring an auntie's wig. I flung my wig off my head with speed and alacrity. And of course, she won.
Congrats.
But then I wanted them to speed up the children's game because I thought they were going to get to like adult games.
Yes.
My best friend made sure she did no such thing. I was very offended. I
think children's party are for the adults. Yes. Like after a while, I'm like, okay, we've seen them now.
This
they can't dance.
The first one that the celebrant was awake. I was very surprised. Yeah. He was awake from the beginning to the end of his party. I've never seen anyone yell. Yeah, one.
Awake.
They always go
shining
for
eyes.
The children cry the entire time. Because that's the first time they actually seem like strangers.
Yeah. Like lots of people.
But you see these 1-year-old parties of nowadays, there's a lot of things going on. Have you seen that little vehicle they put them in? Then they're moving on.
They are driving around.
And I'm like, when the one starts, do you remember that rickety train we had that year?
Yes.
And it was only the wealthy that really had that train.
Then you have all this Michael Jackson.
None of that. Like, I got to the party, I didn't see any embassy, Barney.
Michael Jackson.
I was like,
zero. In fact, even the MCs these days, they are fancy. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
all this.
The MC that we had at this party would be like, children, now I want you to go and get me a wristwatch. A wristwatch. The child will now come back. So what he would do is he would take out chairs. So you have to be fast and get the correct item. Like he would like try and manage the kids because kids that don't do well when they lose. So he'd be like, and you're out or whatever. Can't give it back to whoever gave it to you. Blah 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 blah. First of all, this is why these children have no grits. No more say bye-bye. So then the whole party is we grew up in a time of Ishi the winner and
and
everybody, including your parents, will be like, no. So like some of the kids,
we grew up in a time where winning was a thing of pride. All of a sudden, you'll be going to party, they'll finish the game. Everybody.
Yeah.
I said, but this girl clearly lost.
The guy was not like, so there was one particular babe whose husband is really good friends with my friend's husband. So I've seen her. I even remember when they were pregnant with her. So when she got sent her, she's very competitive. So she starts crying. So the guy is like, sorry, but you have to go back. So and this is how millennial parents are very wicked. Instead of her mom to be like, oh, well, let me be, her mom say, next time you two.
Next time you two.
I was like, no, don't worry, but next time you two. So I was like, so now people are prepping their children.
I'm so sorry, but I think that it will be somehow if me and my children step out for a party and none of them win. What's the rubbish is that? So all these things we'll be doing at home. So now you can't dance.
Yes.
That's the rubbish. You just be running up and down the house for no reason. Oh yeah, do the game.
Now.
And then the last children's party they said I should come and collect my watch. I said I should give you my watch. I just saw you dropping something on the ground.
Give me my watch.
I bring it out. They were asking, no, auntie, give them. I said, please. Please.
And introduce yourself. Tell people who you are in case they don't know.
Okay, my name is TY. I'm older than I used to be, Sha. I'm a photographer and musician. I'm an artist. I'm just a creative. I'm a wife, a mom, Nigerian.
Child of God. After that song, you have to say the Nigerian part.
Yeah, actually.
My parents played that.
Oh my
song.
goodness.
That's the only song.
That song, they used to show me pepper. Every time I go to a store,
They play it.
they just be like, the sales girl just be like, she just turn it up. Jeez.
And they always feel
Every single time. They always
feel good.
Yeah, like,
yeah. And like, that happens to like musicians as well. Like my friend was telling me there's nowhere he goes. I'm especially now because now most people are using Bluetooth.
They just
go
start
into his
playing.
store and start playing his song. Or
immediately.
like let's say he goes to his friend's birthday party or whatever. They'll play
birthday
his
party.
song. And he's just like, I know you guys are trying to be supportive, but we're now on song 5. Can we be realistic and just
No,
call
but
it a
Land
day?
is Green is different. That was a moment in time, honestly.
Yes, Land Green was
It was
very, very.
It was a fantastic moment.
But yes, we have T.Y. Bello in the house. I'm going to be talking about a ton of fantastic things. But before then,
Before we get into the real gist, the people who listen to this podcast, they have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
No, it's very serious. They have deep-rooted spiritual issues. And so we normally table 1 or 2 of those before we get into the gist because, otherwise they're upset. And people really write in. I'm always shocked. And what's even more shocking is you go somewhere, someone else say, oh, I was the one that said they wrote. I said, don't tell anybody now. Why will you tell me? So let's see what we have today.
okay. Someone says, so before you guys insult me, just know I messed up. Their name is P, by the way.
P. Hello, P.
That's what they wrote, P. I stay alone in a city far from home. I'm alone here and I fend for myself and support my family, but I did something big recently that is now coming back to eat me in the ass. Guys, I borrowed somebody a large amount of money since April, expecting to get it back last month because of my own bill. Money, person I know see. I feel like I'm about to go bankrupt, but I need something big to shake the person up to get my money back. Ideas, please.
Ensemble cast.
Ensemble cast.
That's what they need. So there was this ensemble cast, which somebody was having issues with her father. She then decided to get the drama department in her school to show up at her house in black at night and surround the man's bed to be chanting. I think that's what this person needs.
Not
an ensemble.
to go and visit.
They need an
return his
ensemble
money.
cast.
Yes,
They need an ensemble cast. That's actually what they need.
The thing is, I don't feel like this is. My dad says that there are 2 ways you collect your money: by prayer or by power.
By prayer or by power.
Yes. So depending on who is owing you, if it's an international loan, you can still be praying. But a Nigerian is owing you money. Power is power. So my father worked in loan.
Yeah.
So he knows what Nigerians are very, very capable
You have
of.
to go and drag the person
Yes,
by
so
their
you have to now
shirts.
fight
You have
the
to go and
person. By the shirts.
Yes,
two of you
so
have to enter the same
You have to enter the same trousers. If you are on the verge of bankruptcy,
Let me tell you my view of this loan thing. If your level of shame, as in, is higher than theirs, you can't get that money back.
It's true.
If your level of shame, your self-respect is higher than their own, trust me, you can't get that money back. Because for you to deal with a shameless person, when they go low, you must go lower. And any self-respecting person is not ready to go low.
Yes,
and
a
that
lot of
is
people
what
count on.
shameless people count on.
Yes.
They're like, look, you can't get to where I am. And that's why this person is not going to recover their money, because his English that's he's speaking. He's speaking plenty English. And I know that this person has been sending this person that owes this money plenty English.
Yes.
Plenty stories.
Have I ever been owed big money before?
I have.
What am I talking about? I'm still being owed
I'm
the money.
still being owed
I
money.
think the safe way is to money that you can't. Don't loan out money that you can't part with. So start with that.
Sometimes it's tough.
And my own case is even I did
So
work and
give
they
it
paid me.
it's just know that you can walk away from it, because it gets tougher. Then that friendship, if you do that based on friendship, and if they default, then you're going to lose the friendship
It's very
anyway.
awkward.
Yeah, it's
You
very,
don't
very
want to
awkward.
lose the friendship
So I
over
can't
money.
lose the friendship and the money.
But if you
Can't
say
lose money and
no,
friendship.
it's very awkward also.
How awkward?
I know what you mean.
It's quite awkward for you to... So imagine now, like me now, I have more money than you. Okay.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Let's just say I have more money than you now.
Let's go with that.
You knowing that I have more money than you, you now ask me for money. And you ask me for a sensible amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
I now say no. Is that not somehow? And I don't have a clear reason. It's just, I don't want to ruin the friendship.
No. You will. What I'm saying is, you have to kind of be postured to almost give it away. That's the way I look at it. Like you have, okay. You have to almost walk away from it the moment you go, and then
I will do no such thing.
I will do.
You know what will you do?
I will walk back.
won't walk it.
I will walk
I
back.
will walk.
You walk back.
Me and you walk together.
No, but she's right. It really does. Like, you know, the older you get, the more your parents tell you. Because this thing has happened to my dad before. He borrowed his friend money against the advice of other friends. And he said one day he called this guy to be like, oh, you know, just, I think like a few months had lapsed. My dad was calling in to check on if anything is wrong. It wasn't even like, you must pay me my money.
Yeah.
He
Are you
was
okay?
like, are you okay? And this is the issue with you. Say secondary school, you'll be like this, scholar. That is when the call finished. He was not, I don't know, am I the borrower?
You see what I'm saying about shame? Yeah, that is self-respect is very high. That's why a shameless person can be said. Look, I've calculated this thing. The only way you can recover money from someone you know is to be more shameless than them.
Yeah.
No, yes.
If you have one modicum of shame more than them, you can't get that money.
And because they are aware.
You can't.
I'm telling
they
you.
know that this is a self-respecting person.
There's a video.
This is a person that is not going to chase me in the public place.
Yes, exactly.
This is a person that when they see me starting and they say, oh, hi, darling. Meanwhile, I owe them 2 million. You get?
I know what you mean.
Because imagine you bumping into someone that owes you money outside.
You just start explaining.
What are you spending?
They always start explaining.
What are you spending? What are you doing here? Why are you out?
Why are you out?
This looks like a new garment. How did you buy it?
Because you know, sometimes people calculate your money for you.
They do.
And they think, someone might think, someone might not realize how far you're extending yourself to help them. And might think you're good for it. Like for, maybe like, oh, she said pay me back in April. But the way I'm looking at her, I can shift
to me and there'll be no issue.
They don't know that you've literally actually extended yourself to make it happen. And then again, maybe because you have shame, you don't want them to now say, because of 150,000 naira.
Is it this small money that you're
like this? And you don't have to explain to them that I lie. You are looking at me with an eye that is made of lies. Okay? That 150, I need it. I need it. I know you look at me as somebody that has, bounty to spare, but actually I need that money. Yes, it's always an embarrassing conversation.
Even people, what you were saying now, both of us have in situations we've done work, they've not paid us. Now, let me tell you our main problem. That home training, we've refused to hang it up. Because there's a manner in which you enter somebody's office, money will start to come out. Yes. Have you not seen people screaming at the bank? I said money will start to come out.
Look, there was a guy.
Have you seen people who go to the... I've seen that guy. He went to the bank, started removing his clothes. He said, today... have you not seen Kuda Bank? I'm on the water.
The guy was on his speedboat and he was on his phone. Kuda, I'm on water.
The guy said, I'm on water. That guy, he went to his back, started removing his clothes. He said, today.
No, but someone has done that. An older woman has done that.
When I tell you that his money came out.
Because sometimes they tell you go to this desk, you might go to that desk, go to another one. So there was an older lady, and English, first of all, was not her first language. And this is like, by after, you get the best of those front desk people, first 2 hours of the banking. If you get to that bank by 11:30, they're already irritated. So it's just down. So this was like 2. And they want to start rounding things up. They want to close. So she was asking, she was being slow. So they were annoyed. At one point, the woman just stood like slightly. She just stopped walking up and down, started to the left. I couldn't say I calculated. I was like, yeah, something's about to go down. About me! Hey, like when I just said shit. And then she's about to scatter. Is it because I'm an elderly person? Is it because they're on me lower shouting? And obviously, so somebody now comes. Oh, now you want to help me? Now you want to help me? No, we won't be here. Please, who's attending to? Even people that are on the line. Please, who's attending to mama? She's not shouting that she's going to start cursing people. Is it as an elderly person, you people cannot help somebody? They run me lower. What is the issue of ATM? I'll be able to him. The woman was losing her shit. And I actually felt it's good for people because she wasn't shouting, you are sending her up, sending her down. I said, okay, now look, managers have come out. The person, people were there and I said, no, I'm not the one. I sent her to Taju in Kene. I said, okay.
Honestly, and I can't do it. That's
I can't.
There actually one time, Epis. Oh, Epis, I went to Senegal, God help me. Airpeace carried me to Liberia for 9 hours. I told the man in that office in Ikeja, I said, between you and me, that my flight money you pay back. He said, I don't have compensation policy. I said, it's not policy. Me, you give me my money. I was in the office every day for 7 days. As in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. The guy in charge came out and said, Ma. I said, no, I'm working. I had my laptop, I had my coffee. I said, I'm here. This office, I live here. This is my money. He just said, please, can somebody refund?
Very good.
Refund. Because every time he comes out, I said, oh, you won't see me happy. No problem. Let's go. I said, let me tell you something. I don't have what I'm doing. I said, at the moment, I don't have anything I'm doing. I'm not busy. So I'm here. It's just, I don't have this kind of free time anymore. That year, I sat down there. They refunded my full money. They were telling me, oh, they don't have compensation policy. I said, I don't even need any policy. The problem is that my money, you return it. And they cracked my suitcase. I said, you see this money? You give back to me. He said, no, there are procedures. I said, there's no procedure. This is procedure. I'm going to be outside your office. The reception now said, ma, you need to wait in general area. I said, I'm waiting outside his office. Please. Everybody that comes in and greet them, oh, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Hope you had a good meeting. Good afternoon. Say, oh, why are you waiting for? No, I'm waiting for my compensation. I'm waiting to see them. You know, look at him. What's happening now? Attend to this. He said, I know who are trying. They gave me that money. But who has time
to do all that? Yeah. I don't think I've ever lost my shit and then someone was like, oh.
It's actually key. From time to time, I feel like
you have to move a little.
Lagos is very much a city of we're all mad here.
Yes.
And when people think they have the monopoly of madness,
you have to show them.
We have Bello in the house.
Let me ask you my first question, honestly. Did you ever consciously think of branding? This is how I want to look. Because your brand is strong.
Extremely strong.
If I see you from far. Very far. I think that's Bello.
I know. I would
exactly.
know you.
It's really, but everything has fallen together by accident.
Really?
I kid you not. The fro, my fro is 22 years old. I started wearing a big, massive fro in 2001. By accident, I was in Kush, I was in a band, and we all had to decide, what we looked like. And then it was in LA, I told the hairstylist that I want an afro puff. So pack my hair, put afro at the back. That was going to be my look. Yeah. And the guy was like, I got you. So the photo shoot was paid for. You know how it is, you book a studio session, you have enough time, only as much time for hair and makeup, and then you have to take the pictures. There's no... You can't cancel. They paid. Record label had paid. So the guy keeps piling up this strips and strips and strips and strips of Afro kink. It's 2001. Fros were not even in.
Yeah.
As in, you saw it
at all, really.
In Vogue magazine. That was totally
creatively
out of the pack. And then he keeps piling it on. And I'm thinking, he's an American hairdresser. I'm sure he has a plan. Maybe he's going to wave it. I was doubt because I used to do hair. And I was like, what is he doing? Why? The hair is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when he's done, it was already big. Then he fluffs it out. I said, yeah. I get to Kimby Lagos. Because that wasn't what I had in mind. And if you look into my eyes and those photos from Kush, I was sad because there was no way to take it out. There was no way to do it all over again.
I know how you feel because Fakemi and I have had a photo shoot that was going to hell. And we couldn't shout. You know that kind of thing where you can't shout because you don't want to be the bad people. But from the beginning, he's supposed to talk from the beginning. We were like, no, he's a stylist.
Let's just be
doing. He has a plan. The plan was not good. So the thing is, that's another thing. Some people say, oh, they have a plan. Yes, but the plan might not be good.
And the thing is, I don't know why we do this thing, because this hair thing, I've had it just in life.
Yes!
And I'm like, I'm paying for this hair.
I should talk.
Why am I not saying that? Sorry, excuse me, sis.
Yeah, very timid.
You're kind of hoping you'll be pleasantly surprised. You want them to get to their destination, and then you are praying that you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. But you see, I was so upset. I was upset because I hadn't seen myself in that context. Yeah. And then there were these pictures that were taken and they were used for everything, the album cover, all the material. So I became the girl with the flow. So during the first video
you know shoot, to have it.
I was like, they're like, yeah, the girl with the afro. I'm like, no. But then I fell in love with it.
Oh, wow.
It was so easy to do. very little care. You know, you didn't have to think about your hair too much. All the people were doing tonguing and flat ironing. I was good to go. So 22 years down the line, the afro has even gotten
It's bigger.
because it wasn't. I thought it was massive. I look at the pictures and I'm like, this is not even a lion,
No,
not even
I
a
love
tree.
it because it's so identical. Then I walked into Med Plus. I said, that's my Bello. It was like from my car. It was the hair. I said, no, that can only be one person.
I think it's very,
too funny.
very
I love
cool.
it. And also the outfits.
Yeah.
Like the
Accessorizing.
monochrome, like one color outfit. I love it.
Yeah,
I think
and the
it's-
red lip.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
very
right,
cool.
But the outfits is because I remember I used to really every summer, you know, you do the runs, you
You
buy
travel,
clothes, try on, you know. And then I realized that every time after spending all this time gathering clothes together, every time you want to go out, you still don't know what to wear.
You don't have
You'll
anything.
empty your wardrobe, everything will be on the floor. You can't figure out what to wear, and you start thinking of all the time you spent wakaing up and down, and you still can't piece stuff together. So I was just yearning for something that I could wear for work. And if I had to see the Queen of England after work, it would still work.
Yeah.
And I was looking. So when I tried the agbadas from Siciliano on 8 years ago, I was just like, thank you, Jesus. Oh yeah, do blue, red, green, orange, purple. So like for me, because I think there's just one less thing to think about. Like I don't like to figure out what I'm going to wear. The only thing I need to think usually is color. What's appropriate? Do you understand? I felt a bit tired today when I woke. I was like, let me do yellow. So that I look
yeah.
brown.
Exactly the
So I
same.
look like I'm alive.
Yeah, I do bright colors. I love color in general, but bright colors make me really happy. So
Yeah,
I tend
they
to
do
go for
actually.
like
I
brighter
have theory
colors
of
generally.
clothing. Like, this is a lucky jumpsuit.
Ooh,
I only wear it when I'm going to. Whenever I wear it, there's a bit of razzle dazzle.
razzle dazzle.
I just wear razzle dazzle. Yeah.
That's very cool. But like, I remember I wanted to ask you that. Like, did you consciously think, okay, I need a look?
I'm just looking for a way to escape. I don't like wahala. Like, I just hate trying to figure things out. And, you know, it's like, the thing is, once you get caught up in that whole thing of, there's a wedding coming up, I have to buy a Trebi. Then it's work. It's like a lot of work. And I look at my friends that are guys, they just have blue suit, red tie. Okay, maybe that, you know, yellow tie for special occasions or like, okay, and then brown shoes, black shoes, brown belt, black belt, tan. Remember that time that Obama wore a tan
And it
suit?
was-
And the whole world burst into flames. I said, God, I'm
So guys have it
Imagine
easier.
if
And I was
this
just
man
like,
went
all this
talking
easy
about
life.
different things. Come on, was like, this man is handsome. This man is very handsome. I was like, okay, that's
think
not
that's
what
it.
you're talking about.
No, but
sis.
guys have it so easy.
Yeah.
You know, a man can have only 2 white agbada.
Yes,
the
and it's
whole
good.
wedding season, you just change filler. Yes, because you don't notice it. Whereas if you see this babe wearing that shabby that she wore that last
No, you
season,
don't.
come. I saw this black tool. I do recognize
You
it.
know the brocade from
That's far from Guinea's wedding.
yeah.
So I've solved that problem. I'm
Right.
happy.
I love
No.
it. You know, I really want to like be a uniform person.
So
I don't have the dedication.
zero.
No, you can just do a color that you like. Like some people just wear black.
I feel like that's so
Our
played
our
out.
friends and family are also insane because everybody
They
wants to be
so-
unique. They want to do theme. Okay, you know I only wear this color, so why are you calling
Why are you
green?
doing?
Excuse me. You are not working with me. Okay, let everybody wear what they have at home. No, we would like things to like color. I mean, I make this complaint too, but every time I see people looking uniform, I love it. Like the Ojude Oba pictures. have been making me
do you know,
so happy.
I think that thing is fantastic because it's so deeply Yoruba.
Yeah.
I
I
really
photographed
love
that one. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite like the themed clothes is Ojude Oba and the one in Kano. The
Dubba.
Dubba.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's really
Ooh.
beautiful.
Ooh.
It's really stunning.
I think that's my favorite Nigerian cultural thing. Is the Dubba.
I saw because I asked my friend like, why didn't you
Ask
tell
me
us
to
to
come.
come?
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
so because her grand uncle is the king and her family, but her mom and her grandma are currently not around.
Oh.
So she was like, they were calling her auntie, her grandma, they were calling her to go. She was not thinking, should she actually like call us? And do you guys want
My
to?
friend was meant to go. His problem was that all the hotels are booked. I said, guy, we'll first stay in somebody's house.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's nice.
I think it will be because we've actually filmed it before. It's very chaotic. Trust
it
me,
was-
the pictures are what's the nicest part of it. Is a deeply chaotic.
Are you talking about the Durba or
No, the
Ojude?
Ojude, but it is
Yeah.
very, very, very chaotic. Very, in fact, extremely chaotic. But I just feel I'm not Ijebu either, but I just think I would.
I'm an
really
Ijebu girl.
enjoy-
I love
People from
Ojude.
Egba, so we even hate
I
them.
love Ojude.
They're like, and you know, with legacy, we hate them, the people from Egba land, but like, we can attend all these
That
things.
thing is still going on.
It is
between
very
Jabba and
much,
Egba.
very much so.
Okay.
So very much so. And I don't know why. You know, someone asked me the other day, I said, it's just been passed down that I should look down on them. I don't even know the reason.
By-
Well, once I just meet someone from Ijebu, I just say, yeah. Say, yeah, brother.
Yeah, there's a. I'm going to write that down. There's a story I did there. I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, just say,
But yeah, have you always been a creative person?
Yes, as far back as I can remember. I've been writing songs since I was like, I wrote my first songs when I was, I'm not proud of them though. I wrote a Whitney Houston song, but I thought I wrote it. I was so proud, you know. But I've been writing songs since I was like 8, 9, 10,
slowly died, but
wow.
you know.
It
So
did not amount
music
to
came
much.
first. I mean, I knew Kush, but you know, somehow I thought photography came first.
They came right at the same time.
Really?
Exactly at the same time. Right after university, when everybody knew they wanted, I mean, everyone in my class knew they wanted to work for PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Yeah.
And I had no such dreams. And I was very confused because I'm like, now, university was that period where I thought, okay, let me go to school to make my mom happy. And then I was going to graduate and be
Yeah.
a hairstylist. I was going to be the hairstylist because I thought that was my future.
Yeah.
So when it came to NYS and everybody had to ask for where to, can't ask people to a salon. It wasn't a thing at the time. So I was like, what do I do? And I think that was like the major turning point for me where I realized that I asked to be posted to photo tech because I just started this photography thing. It wasn't like I thought I wanted to be a photographer all my life.
Just
But I
had
think
a
that one
camera.
move. Yeah, I had no, my brother sent me his camera.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's nice.
It was a big thing. It was very, very big thing at the time. Because even like younger photographers, you know, the way photography was when I started, it was like you learned by, you know, like this system where you have an haga and you learn under them over a certain amount of time.
Apprenticeship.
And apprenticeship like method. You don't, as a young
Just
photographer,
jump
just have
in.
camera. Camera. Like, for now, no. It wasn't like that. You had to kind of. So I remember when I brought in my camera into, you know, the office. He was like, camera. You know, it was such a big deal.
Babe.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever had a bad spontaneous worship session where you're like that one no enter?
No. All the time. It's the whole process of it not entering.
Never
No,
click.
I'm asking because this is a thing. Like, you know, I've had this. I used to sing in choir sometimes, and I remember one time, and this was even children's choir. So this tells you how frustrated our choir master was. It was like, you people are not praying.
No.
I'm 11. What are you talking about, bro? Like, people is like, when the heavens come down, you will see it. People are not praying, and I was like, why 11? What is this guy talking about? Like, and I remember, like, and I know that happens sometimes. Like,
No, it happens a lot. Even it will happen a lot of times within one session where I'm experiencing in real time the disconnect.
Yeah.
And I am aware of it. I'm sitting in it. I'm singing through it. But I'm not trying to make it go away. I'm
not trying to force
navigating
it.
it.
You're
I'm
not trying to force
navigating
it.
the conversations of the disconnection. And it's my own, it's part of my process. It's not like, it's sometimes, there are some days that are just like, you just open microphone like this and you just enter straight into bliss. Some other days you come in and then you are worshiping your contradictions and the challenges that you're facing and your weaknesses. And that is part of it. It's not, worship is not feel good. It's not bliss. It's not you always being, there's sometimes you're worshiping and you've never felt further away from God. And your entire worship is, I need you now. I need to breathe that your breath. Otherwise, I will not make it through this day into the next day. I am desperate. I need to hear from you. If you will not speak, that desperation that David had, like, if you don't talk to me about this matter, I don't think I'm going to make it through tonight.
Yeah.
So I need to hear. And that sincerity and that openness and that vulnerability, it's not you coming to God in perfection. He can see your boxer shorts anyway. He can see the boxer shorts, the dirty boxer shorts that is your heart and everything that is there. The moment you show up, he can see you. And he's asked you to come. He can't see you. So what's the point where you're looking for a high,
Yeah, I mean, I think
perpetually only?
Yeah, but I think that it's good you say that because, like we said, because of the way the formats are different now, it does, people can be confused in real understanding that not everything has to be like a performance or an entertaining.
No.
Also, not everything has to be like, I mean, sometimes, when I used to go to church, sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, this you people's episode, it is not banging. Let me know. All your songs are, this thing cannot click. So, and I feel like it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm like, okay,
while you're feeling like that, somebody else is having a completely different experience.
And I'm like, look, it's
and that's
fine.
why personal worship is the most important thing. If you're constantly doing it, especially for musicians, if your only time you're worshiping is when you're worshiping in front of a microphone, you're in serious trouble because you don't have that intimacy and you're feigning it.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to lead people into something that you don't live in. And it's
so interesting because people will still mention this version of authenticity and everything else. So you're talking about this in like your faith-based experience. But what's so interesting is like this, it carries to everything. You can tell when people are being like, inauthentic about different. It's like if you
even in photography, you'll be able to tell if you were like putting on a shirt, like trying to form. I don't know. It shows. It's just like this
or when
is
somebody cares about. If you've ever been to a restaurant where like the owner genuinely cares about food,
you can tell.
You can tell as opposed, or even people. Like some owners are not very good with the food part, but they like people. Yeah. You can tell when the owner of an establishment sees you primarily as like a dollar sign as opposed to somebody that they need to cater to.
You can always feel like what the real vibe is.
What's mummying like? What's TY the mummy like?
So I say like the only marriage easy peasy.
Yeah,
really? Yeah, because you're your friend now. There's no, you know, parenting is like you know. There's this false notion that God has placed your life in your hand and how they turn out, blah, 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 is your fault or is, you know, it's so there's pressure, you know, but I think I have some really interesting human beings as my children. They're very different and they're very, they're not fake and they let you know the truth and they let you know, they just want you to be real, you know, they want you to be real with them. You know, yes, and I found out now that my superpower is that I can teach somebody something and then I'll just drop it there. I turn away and I watch them just
pick it up,
make it their own. And you hear them telling a friend, well, actually this is what I think. And I'm thinking, what? Well, sorry. You know, it's good. We have a responsibility to pour ourselves into them or pour what we believe that they need to have into them. But there's a limit to... You can't make them you. They're completely different human beings that you are learning to discover. So when I've learned to change my perspective to mothering, to watching and learning more than just pouring. I want to know who they are. You know, it's nice to discover who they are, what they're about. You know, and I think it's but mothering is mothering is that has humbled me. It's the one thing that has humbled me completely. Like I love it. I'm scared of it. I enjoy it. I'm like, yeah, it's everything. There's everything about mother. Even from pregnancy. Pregnancy is like the most interesting experience that you've never had. Do you understand? You've never ever had a whole different being moving inside of you. You know, it's like it's humbling. You know, it humbles you. It humbles you. And then you realize that you can't force good out of another human being. You can just be good for them to try. See. It doesn't work. You know the children now that we are born in now.
These kids these days are brutal.
They will tell you the truth. They will tell you everything. They will tell you the truth.
Like they're bold.
They will tell you. They will ask you questions. Why are you doing this? My kids. I let my kids in doing worship, and they sit in there. I let them fall asleep. I don't tell them why you sleeping. No, when it's time to sleep, I let them fall asleep during worship. I let them stay if they want to stay. I let them go if they want to go. You know, I let them, you know, be around everything that I am because they see me when I'm not on the microphone.
Yes. I think that's such a That's such
Like
a
in your
DK
house,
thing.
there's-
They know me. So you
Yes.
can't
Someone asked me
be
that
watching me
one
and
day.
Can't fake it.
How often do you guys do all night at home? I said you're aware that he's your pastor. To me, he's my daddy. So I don't know what you're talking about,
I'm not
mate.
doing any all night.
If he's not behaving in a certain way at home, we can never care about what he's saying on the pulpit. We can never care. I guarantee you that it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
He's primarily my father before
Yeah.
he's anything else to anybody.
Yeah.
That's whoever people think, like, sometimes when you
our
see,
children humble you. You will be a Christian.
You think you're somebody.
You'll be that
And the
Christian.
children that remind you
You'll
that
be-
come on.
No, you'll be that Christian very quickly.
I
Like
remember
you.
one time my brother told my dad that outside people see you as a pastor, so they will be lying to you. It's our job to keep you humble, to tell you the truth. The guy was just looking at him. He said, what I'm doing to you is a service that nobody else will render.
It's
In
true.
your office, you are a boss. In church, you are a pastor. Everybody is oga behavior.
He's
They are-
here.
Yes,
We
yeah.
know- We know you.
Yeah.
It's here that you will know the truth. And it made me laugh so much. Because my dad was giving me such a dirty eye. Boy, it's true. I mean, I think you can't, that one I know for sure, you can't manipulate or force. Like,
And they help you grow.
Mm.
You know, I think your kids help you grow. You know, even Jesus said that to enter the kingdom, you have to be like a little kid. You know, and that means that a lot about progressing in your faith walk has to do with watching your kids and learning from them. And, you know, we have this superiority position where we are the parents. You know, there's so much to learn from a 6-year-old, from a 7-year-old, from, oh my goodness, the way that perspective will blow your mind, especially when you learn to parent to a point where they can actually share what they really think and not tell you what you want to hear. Because that's another kind of parenting. We teach our children
how to respond.
to respond to us in a way that we want to hear them speak.
So
But when
you can teach them eye service, basically.
oh yeah, literally,
Yeah.
yeah, they will
I
give
mean,
you.
we've all done it when like it becomes such a thing where you know that look, this was gonna fly, and like you need to do it so you can keep it moving.
Keep the ball
in life,
moving.
yeah.
That's so interesting.
And so your parents start figuring out who you are later on.
Later,
After all this nonsense.
And you had multiple, so like that must be so interesting. Trying to say, okay, this is how this one behaves.
Yeah,
This is-
So my
because-
children are nothing alike. I have twin boys
Yeah.
that are. I don't even understand how they survived 9 months. They're like each other's best friend on one hand, but they like nothing the same. One person likes pepper, the other person cannot touch pepper. One person likes tangy food, the other person likes savory and sweet. They don't even like the same.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm doing is I'm doing Mama Ebeji by force. You wear the same clothes until you can, until you say no, because I'm like, this is a dream that I had in primary
Two
school.
of you are now.
They are like twins, same t-shirt. So now they are beginning to rebel.
Yeah,
So
that's how you get
every
with their
small,
own
they're
thing.
like, I don't want to wear that. I'm like, I was just like, you want to dress this different like everybody else. This is your uniqueness. Please don't take this away from me. You know,
I only
it's-
know one set of twins who, as adults, still
We're the same thing.
No, they don't want the same thing, but they still very much look alike. So their
Yeah.
hair is cut the same way.
Well-
Yeah. Because now I've noticed that now twins really want to
They
assert
really want
themselves.
to
So
be different.
once it's almost like because
Once one
he's
cuts their hair, the other
dreads-
one has
they
their-
don't.
No. Let's just keep
from
it
time.
going.
My own is from get-go. And then there's twin men like in their 60s on my street from years ago. They look the same. They'll come out in the evening. They live together.
They wear the same.
They now wear the same clothes, hold each other's hands, and
I
be
love
walking.
that, honestly,
And be walking.
Too cute. I
Too
think
cute.
it's so cute.
That is very, very, very.
I love
very cute.
adult matching
Yes.
twins. I really do.
Yeah,
I think
adult
it's
matching
so cute. I
twins.
really think
Yes,
it's so
yes.
cute.
Especially at parties. Let's say they meet each other at a party. I love it so much. And then
Because like there are these like my grandma has a lot of older friends where like 2 of them or 3 of them they're always wearing the same thing. They're not twins or anything, but just as like friends, they're
Yeah.
always wearing the same thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think it's fascinating.
that's really, really. I think that's really, really cute.
Anyway, this was a ton of fun.
Yes, it was. It was a ton of fun. You have new music out. Do you want to tell
Yes,
people
I
about
do.
it?
I have a new album, a 20-track album called. That used to scare me a lot. I'm like 20 songs, but when we were making the music, we were trying so hard to cut it down. But every song seemed to be stitched into the next, and it was like giving someone a doll without a head or with a missing finger. They had to
You have
be
to
in
have
there.
all of them.
So it's like free listen. So there's this 20-track album called Heaven Has Come. that I am so grateful. Before, I know I'm supposed to be sharing about, but I'm so grateful, for the way that people have connected. I could only have like prayed, for what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I was hoping that people would understand it, and I'm very pleased with the response that we've gotten so far.
Go
Fantastic.
and listen to
So
the
please go and listen to the
album. You
album.
people.
You can follow TY Bello on Instagram. Where else are you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on
I don't know what Elon is doing on
I
that
don't
Twitter
know
at
what
the
Elon
moment.
Musk is. Elon Musk wants Twitter to crumble.
So Twitter might be techie for now, but definitely Instagram.
techie.
It's weird at the moment. Like the guy, I don't know.
They
what
have
he's
some
going
sort of
through.
limits.
You can join him to your spontaneous worship prayer list.
Twitter.
Let him know what he's
Let
doing.
it be
But
said.
yes, it's been so I really do think my mom rarely ever listens to the podcast, but
She
this one,
listens to
I
this
know
one.
this one was 1,000,001%.
Oh.
But thank you so much for coming and sharing
This
all
was a
your
lovely
different
time, a
it's like the
lovely
holiest
chat.
episode we've ever
I'm
had.
telling you, it's normally rubbish that is going on.
It's the holiest episode we've ever had, and I'm very, very pleased.
And it was fun.
It was
liked
absolutely
it.
fantastic. And I have to say
liked it.
something. Genuinely, sometimes I give people the side eye. Again, when you're a preacher's kid, you see people behind the...
And then you're like, you're
You
not
see people
about
behind
it.
the veil. Your faith comes through in everything.
Yeah, it
Like you
does.
can't help
really
it. Like it just
does.
comes through.
I think
It's
it's
not an
amazing.
act. So this was a really nice,
I had a
gentle
great time.
conversation. You do not allow me and FKB as wicked as we normally
Honestly.
are.
And God is working on it.
It's true.
But thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yes, this was fun. You guys, please behave yourselves. Don't get to the spontaneous worship side. The rubbish you do on our own, please don't try it on our page. Okay? This is the spirit-filled sister. Go just be there. Just say, God bless you, ma. We enjoyed it, ma. And leave that place. Don't disgrace us in our comment.
Don't
please.
go and disgrace us.
Don't go and disgrace us in our
Thank you.
comment. They will know it's you people. She'll be like, I think these are FK. Please, just when you get this so lovely, ma.
So lovely, ma.
Bless God, ma. Thank you, ma. So wonderful. Oh, wow. Thank you. Don't go there and disgrace. I'm begging you. Please. But yeah, all right, guys. See you next week.
Bye-bye.